Being that this is my first season as the head coach at Bridgewater Lacrosse, I'm not only excited to take on a new adventure in Bridgewater's great history since 1968 as an established women's lacrosse program, but certainly so excited to have our first full season since the 2019 season before COVID put us into 2 seasons of abbreviated years. So certainly we're excited to have those opportunities to come out strong and not only start this new chapter, but also to have that opportunity to get into a full season. With that, we're excited to have 2 seniors that will bring their veteran status to the rest of the returning group that is yet to have a full season. So we talked a lot about what does that look like, how are we going to take those opportunities to make sure that we're training not only in the weight room, but also thinking about what the classroom preparation looks like, because so many of our returners have yet to have that full season where they were rigorously in the classroom, having to miss from game to game and establishing themselves into good routines so that we're ready to go for March and April when things get really busy. So we're talking about those things in the fall, making sure we're prepared mentally, staying focused in the weight room, focused in the classroom, and certainly now focused in practices that we've gotten the opportunity to start in our spring season. When I started back in June, I was really excited to know that we did have a young group, and I did my research before I got hired to see that our young group had a lot of talent in the underclassmen. Knowing that we had 2 seniors was something that was going to be a little bit of a challenge for us just in terms of thinking about upperclassmen leadership. But I think we've done a good job of relying on our juniors to step up, even some of our sophomores to take leadership roles on the field that maybe a normal sophomore wouldn't be put into that position. With this young group, we're going to be relying on a lot of freshmen and sophomores to be role players, from starters to earning a lot of minutes, and that's something that's a really neat opportunity. I think being in a very competitive conference, you don't always get to see a lot of underclassmen competing, let alone starting, and I think that's something that's unique for us this year. It's no surprise that the ODAC is very competitive and that it's a year in and year out battle to see who's going to make the playoffs. It was our team goal this year to make playoffs, but not just make playoffs, but really establishing ourselves. We want to be above 500, and we have some internal goals that we're setting for ourselves to make sure we're keeping that standard. With the ODAC being as competitive as it is in women's lacrosse, we know that it's an uphill climb, but certainly one that we recognize that we're up for, and we want to put all the work in throughout the year to continue to see ourselves grow. So I'm excited to see how the year plays out. We have a great non-conference schedule to get us set up and ready to go for that ODAC competition that will start in April. So we've got some time to work out some kinks. Of course, with the new coaching staff, there's always a few ups and downs that you got to work through, and especially when it comes to gameplay, but something we're really excited about. 2 months away from us starting that play. We're excited to be able to compete at very high levels and know that we're up for that challenge. We certainly are still working every day to get better, and I really see us hitting that stride with that younger group in the latter part of March and April when it matters, when it means a lot, when we're hitting that conference play so that we're ready to go for the ODAC and finding ourselves in late April into May playing in our ODAC tournament, and that's the goal for us this year, for sure.